Our next recipient also works closely with those living with mental illnesses in the workplace. Notre prochaine championne est également intéressée aux questions de maladie mentale en milieu de travail. She is a psychiatric survivor who has been working in the field of mental health for more than 18 years. Currently, she serves as executive director of A-Way Express Courier Service, a not-for-profit courier service run by and for people who live with mental health issues. A-Way Express began in 1987 and has served as a customer base of over 1,600 accounts throughout the city of Toronto, providing same-day delivery of packages delivered using the transit system and on foot. A-Way currently employs just over 70 consumers. Our champion began as a part-time courier with A-Way in 1991 and was promoted to executive director in 1995. Outside of A-Way Express, she has been very involved locally, provincially, nationally, and internationally in promoting the value of work for people who struggle with mental health issues. She's an advocate for an improved mental health system, higher disability benefits to help those in poverty, and affordable housing for consumers. This champion has served on several working groups on mental health reform and has presented on several occasions to parliamentary committees on mental health and related issues. In 1996, she was highlighted as a local Canadian hero in Maclean's magazine for her work with A-Way. Her advocacy efforts have taken her all over the world, including Northern Ireland, Scotland, and England, where she presented a documentary on consumer businesses, and to the International Congress on Psychiatry in Yokohama, Japan, where she spoke about employment for people with mental health issues. These days, she sits on the Services and Supports Advisory Committee of the Mental Health Commission of Canada, as well as the Consumer Council, and is one of the two co-leads for a national review of peer support initiatives across Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the 2009 Champion of Mental Health in the Community category, la championne du secteur communautaire de 2009, Laurie Hall. Thank you. No flash? Oh. Is it my aura?
Probably mine.
I doubt that. I doubt that. Are we okay? How about you do your flash? All right. That's more than made up for it. Yeah.
Okay, we're blind.
There you go.
Okay, I can't see a thing now. I'd like to thank Cami for the honor of this award. I feel very humbled to be here with a number of people who have done such wonderful work in mental health. And it's a great honor, and I thank you. I am a psychiatric survivor. I've lived with a mental illness my entire adult life. And the people that I work with at A-Way over the years, we're 22 years old now, and over the years we've worked with thousands of people living with mental health, serious mental health challenges or illnesses. And a lot of people have just been written off and excluded from the workforce. Health Canada recognizes employment as an indicator of health, enough so that if the unemployment rate raises too high, they know that there will be health effects on the national population. But often people with disabilities and people with mental illness are excluded from those statistics. So we need to recognize that if being employed and being able to contribute to society and feeling good about getting up in the morning and going and doing a job is good for anybody, it's good for people with mental illness as well. And that's what we provide at AWAY, is a flexible, supportive work environment where people can do the best that they can do, and that's good enough. And I just want to say that I want to thank the people at AWAY who couldn't be here tonight. We jokingly call ourselves crazy. We're allowed to do that, you're not. And somebody told me one time that one of the biggest anti-stigma campaigns they'd ever seen was people working, carrying an AWAY bag with a logo, traveling throughout the city of Toronto day after day. And that was one of the biggest anti-stigma campaigns they'd ever seen, was it just changes the face of mental illness. It's people working. People get better, people get well when they're part of community, when they have supports in the community, when they have people to talk to, when they don't have to carry that shame. We all know, all of us in this room who've suffered with mental illness know what it feels like to carry that shame and to hide that, as was said earlier, wearing those many faces to hide, those masks to hide your mental illness. And to come into a place like AWAY where all of a sudden it's okay to be open and honest about those challenges, or to say I can't work today because I can't tell the difference between the voices in my head and the voices on the radio, and that's okay. And you can go home and you know that your job is going to be there when you're ready to come back. And that's what it's all about. And those are the people we need to most remember, the people who are really struggling on the edges, the people for whom medications may not work or may not have been developed yet, the people who struggle with multiple mental health challenges, who are living in homeless, living on the streets, living in substandard housing, living without decent income across this country. Every disability pension in every province at the maximum pays below the poverty level. And if that isn't discrimination, I don't know what is. So maybe we need to start there. And on a last note, I'd like to thank all the people who are, I didn't set out to be famous mental patient. That wasn't my career goal. I seem to sort of fallen into it. But there are people here who have very high profile and high names and who are well known. And I thank you and I give you my gratitude for speaking out about your struggles, because you are the people who people look up to, and you are the people who will get through to the average Canadian. So thank you.